How's it going, guys? In this video I'm going to be going over a brief overview of my current battle belt setup for 2-gun competitions. Currently the main competitions I do is shotgun and PCC. For those of you unaware, PCC is just pistol caliber carbine, so it's basically just an AR that uses standard pistol magazines. I'll be going over my current setup as well as a couple alternatives that you may also be interested in. I hope this video is interesting to somebody and it helps at least one person in building out their own personal belt setup, whether you copy mine exactly or you just get some inspiration from it. Anyways, guys, let's go right into the video. First things first, guys, I'm going to be going over the belt itself. What I'm using is an Austral Pin Cobra belt by Emerson Gear. I've actually got an extra one laying around that my dad ordered. This is the exact same belt that I've got, just that mine is the multicam version. I believe his is black. Which I can unbox this quickly and show you what comes in it. Nope, I stand corrected. His is also multicam. So just comes in a bag like this. Has some shit in here. Nobody really cares about that. I'm not going to cut that off, but as you can see, it's a two-piece belt. It comes with a Velcro underbelt that you could wear as just a regular belt, and then you have the actual duty belt itself that straps onto it. So the benefit of this is you don't have to carry all this clunky shit around with you all the time. You can easily just rip it off your person and set it down over your car, your station, however your range is set up. But yeah, basically you don't have to carry all this shit on you. It makes it a lot easier just wearing this small black inner belt here and being able to take everything on and off. So this belt comes in a few different colors. There's a Coyote, there's a Ranger Green, black, and then obviously the multicam here. I think it is roughly $75. I'll try finding a link to it on Amazon where I bought it from. The belt itself actually is pretty decent quality. Obviously for a sub $100 belt, you're not going to get anything too greasy, but it's definitely more than adequate for anything I've been doing. It has MOLLE attachments, points here. That's what these are, MOLLE. So you can basically put any attachment whatsoever you want on this thing. So as you can see, I obviously have a couple things on my belt right now, but the integration of MOLLE basically is limitless what you can do with this belt and set it up personally however you want, and there's thousands of different configurations you could use. I'll be going over a couple different options that you might be interested in that either I've run, I'm currently running, or people I know run with great succession. So I'll be going over that shortly. Alright guys, so the first piece of kit I'm going to be going over that I keep on my belt is this right here. I've got two of them on my belt. Obviously I've already removed this one, but these are my pistol mag pouches that I use. Been really enjoying these so far. That's why I have two of them. So what these are the OWB double magazine holsters. I run these because I do not run like a standard AR-15 on my battle belt when I do competitions. Everything I do is PCC, strictly because of the fact that we've gotten so many noise complaints where I go shooting. So to keep down on the noise, what we do is we just run pistol caliber rather than rifle caliber rifles. So yeah, that's the primary reason that we do that. Honestly, it's kind of nice because it's half the price to shoot 9mm than it is to shoot 5.56 or 7.62. But anyways, I really do enjoy these magazines. They do come with the actual attachment point on it to go onto the belt. So as you can see right here, it's got a little paddle that fits perfectly in the actual MOLLE section. So it's very secure, it doesn't slide around at all on the belt. It stays in one spot. So what you'd actually do, you'd push this down, and then right here you got a clip that pops it into place, and it's not going anywhere. It's also got, but it's basically like a little spring, just a little detent on the plastic itself, which holds magazines in very well. And you can also adjust like how tight, like the width here. It's got a little set screw here, and it comes with an Allen key to actually change the tension on it, which is really good for magazine retention. So you can adjust it to be as tight as you want for the tolerances. So as you can see, I can shoot the shit out of it upside down with a magazine in there, and it's not going anywhere. And this is a fully loaded Canada legal pin to 10. Where the fuck's the pin? There's the pin. It's pin to 10. So like, it's not going anywhere. Now, if you were in the States, you might want to tighten this down a little bit more. I'm sure if you were running a full 30 round magazine and we're hanging this upside down and shaking it, there's a chance it might come out. But stupid Canadian gun laws were restricted to 10. So that's not an issue for me. So you can get these mag pouches basically anywhere, or at least a relatively similar quality knockoff. There's several different sellers on Amazon that have basically this exact same product. It costs roughly $30. I'm sure you could find something very comparable to this at your local gun store or even at like Cabela's or something like that. So if you do not like these double mag holsters, another piece of gear I would recommend is the Ido Gear mag pouch, and you can get these in both rifle mag size, so like regular AR-15 or 7.62 size, or you can get pistol pouches. So these pouches you can actually just like combine together, so you can stack them 2 wide with both pistol or the rifle, or you could even do a combination of the two, stacking them on your belt. So these are a very good option. My brother actually runs these on his belt, and they're only about $20 to $25 a piece. Lastly, I'm going to go over the excellent Elite Spanker open top single pistol mag pouch. Holy fuck, that's a mouthful. And basically what that is just this pouch that I have right here. Haven't taken it off. This one's a bit more of a hassle to get on and off. You basically have a little cord that you got to route in and out of the back of the actual belt itself. It's not that bad, but it's just a little bit annoying to do, so I'm going to leave it on the belt. So you could obviously use these for magazines. It's just shock cord in here with a top sling point on it. Again, great for holding down magazines. These extended mags that I use, obviously you're not going to be able to get that over top, but I don't really need it for that. Normally what I do is I just run like the magazine I'm going to start with in here, that I'm going to start with the gun staged with. I'll keep in there that, or I'll keep something like a flashlight or a knife or something in there that I might want to keep on me. Again, these are just very versatile. If you have like smokes or flashbangs and that kind of stuff, if you're into airsoft, I'm sure this would be excellent for that. In fact, actually, I know a couple of guys that use these exact pouches for that. Next up, I'll be going over what shotgun shell caddies I use. So again, I have 2 of them on my belt. This is what I use right here. This is the FMA Practical 8Q Series Shot Shell Belt System Carrier. I hate these names. They are so long and unnecessary, but it is what it is. They make a decent quality. It's about $50 on Amazon. That's where I got mine from. Might be able to find them somewhere else. Not sure. That's where I found mine. Most guys I know run these just because they're the cheapest alternative for this. You can go very expensive very quickly and shell caddies, but I actually do really like these. They do, again, come with the actual retention clip for the belt itself, which normally it comes in a vertical orientation, but I backed my screws out and turned it to a 45-degree cant. I find it's more comfortable to run on an angle on my belt just for grabbing shells off naturally to feed them. These are great if you are trying to get into double or quad loading. Great option. They're all staggered, as you can see here, so it makes it really easy to grab the first 2 and then the second 2 shells for doing quads or dual loads. I'm personally trying to get better at doing quad loads, still drop them every once in a while, but it's a skill I'm trying to develop currently. So as you can see here, I have it all loaded up. I've got 8 shells on here. There is a little bit of adjustment. As you can see, you can slide this up and down a little bit, as well as the bottom one. So this will work with 3-inch shells or 2 3/4. I run 2 3/4 just because, well, that's what we're allowed to use at my range. They don't want us using 3-inch. Just makes it a little bit unfair for doing knockdown and spinner targets and whatnot. Everybody, they want using number 6 shot target loads. Again, 2 3/4 inch. So just to show, it is very easy just to grab 4. Obviously, this would be on my belt in a normal situation, but you just pop off all 4 shells, and then you can do your quad load. And then if you want, do another quad load. Very easy to take on and off of this belt. Loading them, you just want to try making sure to slide it down as far as possible. And then when you go for the bottom one, when you pop it in, you just want to slide it up so that they are in contact with each other. It just makes it a lot easier for indexing when you're actually loading the gun. I find this to help. All right, so there's a few other options on the market that you could go with for shell caddies that seem to be pretty good. Again, most of them are going to be a little bit more expensive than the ones I just showed. But you can go with the Shot Series caddies by TACCOM. Those are pretty good. I know a couple guys that run those. The Rack series of caddies by Invictus Spectral, or the King Competition caddies. All these are very good. Great. Again, a lot more expensive than what I just showed, but they're also a lot higher quality if you go with some of these more expensive caddies. Either way, I don't think you're going to be disappointed with any of these selections. I personally know guys that run all those options and love all of them. I just go pretty much off of whatever you think your price point would be. And then if you really want whatever you think your price point is, it's not a bad idea just to save up a little bit longer and buy something that you won't have to replace in 4 or 5 years' time and get something newer. Again, I've only been doing this for about a year and a half now, and I haven't had any problems with my shell caddies thus far. And a lot of guys that I know haven't had problems with these shell caddies that I've been showing you, like the ones I'm currently running. I do know 1 or 2 guys that had the clips break on them and just had to get a new way to secure it to the belt. But the caddies themselves have never failed anybody that I know. Alright guys, so I would highly recommend that every shooter have a dump pouch somewhere on their belt. Obviously, I got this big tan one right here. And that is the Ivan's Tactical Molly Dump Pouch. Honestly, been great for the price. Like, I bought a 2-pack of these for $20. Haven't had any problems with them whatsoever. The other one I gave to my dad for his current belt setup. Yeah, I haven't been disappointed with these whatsoever. A single pack, I think, was like $17, or you just pay the extra $3 and get a second one. It was kind of a no-brainer, so I just went for the 2-pack. But there's a shit ton of dump pouches that everybody runs. Can't really go wrong with any of them. Personally, I just use mine to put loose shells in it. Sometimes I'll get a stage that I need more than the 16 shells I could fit on my caddies, plus whatever I have in my gun to start. But yeah, that's primarily what I use for it. And then obviously I do have a tourniquet in here. At a gun range, there's obviously going to be an increased risk that there might be some kind of heavy bleed on an extremity. So I do have an actual full mit kit that I keep in my range bag, but I don't keep that on my person. We do have a couple paramedics and ex-military at the range that I shoot at. So if there is a medical emergency, I likely won't be the one doing anything. But if I do somehow get hurt on the range, I do know and have the quality of mind that I do have a tourniquet on me at all times that I do have staged. So what I mean by that is, if I can get this out, that I have it staged like this, so I could just slide it over my arm and then just immediately pull this tab here, and it'll tighten down for my leg or arm if I do get hurt. There's no fumbling around with it. I just have it ready to go. You just throw it on whatever limb you get injured on, and you're good to go. Just tighten it up and twist. Apply it like any other tourniquet. Isn't the highest quality tourniquet in the world. Like, the actual stick here is very, like, I'm putting a good probably 50-60 pounds of force on there, and there's hardly any flex whatsoever on that. So I do think this wouldn't have a problem saving my life. I know a lot of time if you go with very cheap tourniquets, this is a big failure point right here. you put basically no pressure on them and they're bending like right in half, you're not going to be able to put enough pressure to stop a fatal bleed if your tourniquet is too cheaply made. I would recommend going out and buying like a proper cat tourniquet. This is not a proper cat tourniquet. This is just an Amazon knockoff, but it does seem to be fairly decent quality. In my range bag, I do have a proper cat tourniquet, which I might go over my first aid kit some point in the future. But yeah, that's my dump pouch and my tourniquet. All right, lastly, I'm going to be going over, if this focuses, the toolkit that I keep on me when I'm on the range. I keep a full set of tools to pretty well disassemble and work on all my guns over at my workstation. However, this is what I keep on my person when I'm actually competing. So, as the name suggests, this is the Leatherman Blonde. I think this was about an $80 set of multi-tool when I bought it. Not 100% sure what they're going for right now. I'll probably find a link to go over this for Amazon or something where you could buy this, but a lot of places carry these. These are pretty low end as far as Leatherman goes, but I am a big fan of it so far. So tools it has, obviously has plier with wire cutter on it. This is not replaceable like some of their higher end models. So we'll start off this side. You got just a regular blade. I might have to open that to get to the rest of the tools. Got a bottle opener. Got a Phillips. And that's everything on this side. Other side here, got a file. That's actually a lanyard attachment clip, is what I've been told. Makes sense. So you can actually fold the whole thing up and leave this out to have it clipped onto a belt if you like. I don't find that necessary. I just keep it in a pouch. Got a flathead, got a smaller flathead. Could use one of these as a pry tool. And then you got an owl. So that's what this comes with. I find this is able to clear most of my jams. If I ever need to take it a takedown pin and it's being stubborn and I can't pop it out by hand, normally I just use the flathead, or I actually use the nose of the plier itself. And for the most part, this has been able to fix most of the issues I've had. I've had a couple out of battery detonations, and the actual jacket got stuck in the barrel of the firearm, so I was actually able to dig those out, which, yeah, I did a little bit of damage to the firearm with that, but it was nothing that I wasn't able to repair when I went to go clean my gun after the range trip. But yeah, there's definitely a lot higher end pliers you could go with. Signal or the Mutt, anything really. But you don't really need to go too crazy because you're not going to be completely rebuilding your gun when you're out on the range, on the clock. Any serious malfunctions, you're going to more than likely have to just take the stage DQ and go deal with it. Alright guys, last but not least, these are the gloves that I use when I'm on the range. These are just a pair of 511 tactical gloves, Coyote Tan. These are 2XL gloves. They are some of the best fitting gloves I've ever found. Obviously, 2XL gloves. I do have pretty large hands, and it is very difficult for me to find a pair of gloves that fit me well. But yeah, I bought these one time when I was in Michigan at the actual 511 store, believe it or not. But I got these I tried them on. They fit really well, and they seem to protect my hand pretty good. Occasionally I will forget to put them on when I go out, and then I do inevitably burn my hand occasionally on the barrel of my shotgun. If it's a bigger shotgun stage, occasionally we'll shoot 30, 40 rounds continuously out of a shotgun, and as you can imagine, the barrel does heat up. I can't remember what the name of these are, but I will try finding them online to show you. But They seem pretty decent quality. They're not the highest quality things in the world. They weren't overly expensive, but that's just what I use. I do really like these gloves. Nicest gloves I've ever used is a pair of double reinforced leather Youngstown gloves. Mind you, those are a work glove and they're also $100. So, I mean, you could use those for shooting. I loved them when I had them, but I'm not a big fan of spending $100 on a pair of gloves, personally. Just about any pair of mechanics gloves or work gloves will work for shooting. You don't have to go out and buy quote unquote tactical gloves like I have here. Again, like I said, I just went with these because I found they fit me extremely well, and I have a hard time finding gloves that fit me. Alright, so I hope everyone found this video useful and it gave you some ideas on what you might want to run on your personal belt setup. By no means do I have this belt set up exactly the way I want, and it is not 100% complete. It works extremely well for me the way it is right now. I'm sure I will end up tweaking something here or there down the line, but as of right now, this is how I have it set up. I've had a couple different alterations to the belt in the past 2 years, but yeah, this is working great for me currently. If you guys have anything you would recommend me checking out, yeah, leave it down in the comments below. I will go look into them. You might even see them added to my belt here. But I hope this gave somebody an idea what they want to run. Again, don't copy exactly what I have. Find out what works for you. But if you don't know where to start from, this might be a good place to look into maybe getting your own belt set up and take some inspiration from. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching the video. I hope you'll leave a like and subscribe. It really helps out a small channel like this one. Yeah, I don't really get anything. Well, not really. I don't get anything from this YouTube. It's just kind of a little hobby I've got going here. And I've been enjoying it so far, but love to see some engagement in the comments here and let me know what you changed about my setup or what you like about mine. And I will likely get back to pretty well anyone who leaves a comment, considering I don't get a whole lot of them. So yeah, have a good one, guys. I'll see you on the next one.